Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Henry. We're going to look at 5-5 today. I left my Apple Pencil at school, so you're going to have to deal with me writing with a stylus, and it's not going to be pretty, but bear with me. Okay, so today we're adding another step onto multi-step equations. So yesterday we had combining like terms and then our regular two-step. Today we're going to have distributing, then combining like terms, and then solving the equation, the two-step. So the first step we have is we're going to distribute. Okay, and then after that, if we have any like terms, we will combine them. Okay, and then finally, we'll solve our equation. And remember, with solving our equation, first thing we do is remove the constant term, and we do that with either adding or subtracting. And then the second thing that we do is we remove the coefficient, and we remove the coefficient by either multiplying or dividing. Okay, that's just a little review. So all three of these things we've done already. We're just adding it all together. Okay, so we've got our little diagram here. Two friends met up for coffee and a dessert. Each friend got a medium drink, 2 cupcakes, and one friend bought a mug for $12. The friend who bought the mug paid their order, and the total was $29. All right, so if a medium, that was my dog sneezing, sorry. If a medium coffee costs $3.50, use the lines above to write an equation to solve for C, the cost of the cupcake. Okay, so we know that the medium coffee costs $3.50. And I'm going to just write that as 3.5 because the other zero is not necessary. We have 2 cupcakes. We don't know how much they are. And then the mug that the one friend bought was $12. And the friend that bought everything paid for a total of $29. Okay, so what we've got is we've got the distributive property that we have to do first. So we're going to multiply here and here. So 2 times 3.5, once we distribute, that gives us 7. 2 times 2c gives us a plus 4c. Bring down the plus 12 equals 29. We need to combine our like terms. So our like terms in this case are the 2 constants. And that's going to give us 7 plus 12. That'll give us 19 plus 4c is equal to 29. Okay, so we need to solve for c. So I'm going to move this over to the left so I can have a little more space with this non-Apple pencil. I need to get rid of the constant term first, and the constant term is 19. So I'll subtract 19 on each side. And that's going to leave me 4c is equal to 10. Okay, and then divide each side by 4. And c is equal to 2.5 or $2.50. So each cupcake is $2.50. Okay. All right, so down for number 2 and number 3, we just have some more of the basic problems with no word problem attached to it. So again, remember the first thing that we have to do is we have to distribute. Okay, so negative 4 times negative 6x, that's going to give us a negative 24x. And negative 4 times a plus 3 or a positive 3 is going to give us a negative 12. Okay, we don't have any like terms on the left side, so we're not going to combine any of those. So we just have our two-step equation. So what's our constant? Our constant is negative 12, and we'll get rid of that by adding 12 to each side. And that'll give me a negative 24x is equal to a positive 24. Okay, second step is to remove the coefficient by multiplying or dividing. So the opposite of multiplying by a negative 24 is to divide by a negative 24. And our answer should give us, actually, I did something wrong. Did you see what I did wrong? Right up here, it's a -4 times a -6. That's a positive 24. So, my apologies. That is going to give us a positive 1. Everybody makes mistakes. Okay. Solve the equation over here. Whoops, sorry. Okay. We have to distribute first. Okay, so bring down the 4. 2 times x is a positive 2x. And 2 times a -8. Don't forget, that's a -8, or a -8 gives us a -16. And that's going to equal 44. All right. Then I need to, second step is to combine like terms, and I do have some. I have a positive 4 and a -16. So I would take care of those first. So when I add 4 and a -16, that will give me a -12, because 4 minus 16 is -12, plus 2x is equal to 44. Now what's my constant term? The -12. How do I remove it? Add 12 on each side. I'm left with 2x is equal to 56. Okay? And I will undo the coefficient or remove the coefficient by doing the opposite of what's there. I'm multiplying, so the opposite is to divide, and that will give me x is equal to 28. All right. Let's take a look at the back side. Okay, so again, remember our very first thing that we have to do, whoops, sorry about that, getting used to the pen. Very first thing that we have to do is to distribute. So I'm going to multiply or distribute right here. -3 times 2x is a -6x. -3 times -3 is a positive 9. And I'm going to bring down the 10x and the 39. Second thing that we have to do is look for our like terms, and I do have 2. I have -6x plus 10x. So -6 plus 10, that should give us 4x plus 9 is equal to 39. Now it's a two-step equation. We have to get rid of the constant term. So what's the constant term? Hope you said 9. Get rid of 9. We will subtract. Okay, so hope you're seeing that you're doing the same thing over and over again. We're just adding one step to it. So that's going to give us 30. Okay, and then the last thing we do is we get rid of our coefficient. You're multiplying by 4, so you're going to divide by 4. And you will get a decimal, but that decimal is a nice, pretty 7.5. Okay, number 5. And if I'm going too fast, just pause me. Okay, so number 5. Okay, again, this is not an Apple Pencil I'm using. Okay, I'm going to multiply those two terms, bring down the 8. 2/3 times 6 gives me a 4x. And 2/3 times 30 should give me 20. Let me double check that. Yeah, I know what that is. Okay. All right, I do have like terms. I have 8 and 20. And I can add those together. 8 plus 20 is 28. Plus 4x is equal to 80. Okay. I need to get rid of my constant term first. And out of 28 and 4x, my constant term is 28. So I'll get rid of it by subtracting 28 on each side. I'm left with 4x is equal to 80 minus 28. Which is 52. Got to get rid of the coefficient of x. Currently it's being multiplied, so I will divide to get rid of it. And I'm left with x is equal to 13. So let's recap before we get down to number 6. First thing you need to do is distribute. You've been doing that since last week. Second thing you need to do is combine like terms. We did that last night, and we've done that one day last week. Then you do two-step equations. We did that last week, and we did that last night, and now you're doing it again today. So we're just building one little thing on top of the other. All right, so let's take a look at number 6. Now, excuse me, with number 6, you've got to be super careful, because when you're distributing, a lot of people will think that they're going to multiply 4 times 7 and 4 times negative 5x. No, you are multiplying negative 4 times those two things, okay? Negative 4. So I'm going to go ahead and first draw my line, bring down the 4x. Negative 4 times 7 is a negative 28. And negative 4 times a negative 5x gives us a positive 20x. Okay, that was probably the hardest question I've seen on this paper so far, and it's just knowing that the 4 over here is a negative 4. All right, we do have like terms. We have 4x plus 20x, and that will give us 24x minus 28 is equal to a negative 20. Two-step equation at this point. What's our constant? Hope you said negative 28. We'll get rid of our constant by adding. Okay, and I have 24x is equal to 8. So we're not going to have a very pretty number here. So if I divide each side by 24, I have the fraction 8 over 24. And 8 over 24 simplifies to 1/3. If you left it in decimal form and you did 8 divided by 24, you would get 0.3 repeating. Either answer is fine, okay? Probably make more sense if you just divided it, 8 divided by 24. Okay. Number 7, go ahead and try that one on your own. It's a little bit easier, definitely easier than number 6. So pause, go ahead and work on it. Okay, so I'm assuming you've paused and now you're coming back and you're going to multiply both of those terms. So negative 2.5 times 3 is going to give you a decimal of a negative 7.5x. Negative 2.5 times 4, or negative 4, is going to give you a positive 10. Again, do you see why it's a positive 10? Because I'm taking a negative 2.4 times a negative 4. And a negative times a negative is always a positive. That'll give me 32.5. Okay? Looking at that equation, what is my constant term? Is it negative 7.5x or is it 10? Hope you said 10. And the way to remove the 10 is to subtract 10 on each side. And I'll even put a little 0 there just so it'll be easy for me to do without a calculator. So I end up with negative 7.5x is equal to 22.5. Okay. Now I have to get rid of the coefficient. So I hope that you divided each side by negative 7.5. Okay, and 22.5 divided by 7.5 negative is equal to a negative 3. Okay. How'd you do on that one? All right, last question. 3 friends each bought 2 slices of pizza and a drink at the mall. The drinks cost 75 cents, and the total of their order was $11.25. How much did the slice of pizza cost? So 3 friends bought 2 slices of pizza and a drink, and the drink was 75 cents. And and the total of their order was $11.25. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what this works out to be. Hopefully I set it up right. This will be 6p, that was a joke, and 3 times 0.75 is $2.25 equals 11.25. Okay, what's our constant term? It would be that 2.25. So I'm going to subtract 2.25 on each side. And I'm left with 6 pieces of pizza is equal to $9. Divided by 6 on each side. And 9 divided by 6 is equal to 1.5. Or in terms of money, each slice of pizza cost $1.50. Okay guys, that's it. To summarize today's lesson, nothing new here. The first thing we do is, if you have it, distribute. Okay, after you distribute, then you're going to combine like terms if it's there. After you combine like terms, then you'll solve the equation or solve the two-step. Sometimes it won't be a two-step, it'll just be a regular equation. Okay, and that's it. Hope this helped. If it didn't, or if you have more questions, by Mrs. Bird or myself.